What if I told you there are 5 common foods older men eat every week that are secretly destroying your testosterone? In fact, over 68% of men over 60 suffer from low testosterone, and most of them have no idea that their diet is the reason. One of the foods on this list is even labeled healthy, but it's been shown to lower testosterone by up to 25% in older men. In the next few minutes, I'll show you the 5 testosterone-killing foods you must avoid and what to eat instead to restore energy, libido, and drive. But first, quick question. Do you eat eggs in the morning? Type yes or no, and when I reveal what kind boosts testosterone versus what kills it, you might be shocked. Food 1. Soy-based products. Most men think soy is healthy, low-fat, plant-based, good for the heart. But here's what they don't know: soy isn't just bland food. It's loaded with phytoestrogens, plant compounds that mimic estrogen inside the male body. And that's exactly the problem. Because once those compounds start acting like estrogen, your testosterone doesn't just drop, it gets suppressed. Here's what blew my mind. A study from environmental health perspectives followed older men who consumed moderate to high levels of soy protein daily. After just 4 weeks, their testosterone levels dropped by nearly 19% without them changing anything else. Even more concerning, their free testosterone, the kind that actually fuels erections and libido, fell even more. But it gets worse. Another study out of Harvard tracked sperm counts in men who ate soy daily. The result? A 41 million decrease in sperm per milliliter. That's a clinical red flag, not just for fertility, but overall hormonal health. Let me tell you about Richard, 66 years old, vegetarian. He was eating tofu 3 times a week, drinking soy milk, thinking he was doing everything right. But he came to me exhausted, moody, and with zero libido. I tested his testosterone. It was lower than average for a man in his 80s. I told him to cut out soy completely and replace it with pasture-raised eggs and lean animal protein. 3 weeks later, he called me. Doc, I feel like a man again. His energy returned, his erections came back, and most importantly, so did his confidence. Here's what you need to do. Avoid soy milk, tofu, soy protein isolate, and those fake meat alternatives. That lists soy as a main ingredient. If you're eating plant-based, switch to lentils, chickpeas, or pea protein instead. Your testosterone will thank you. But soy is nothing compared to what I'm about to show you next, because food too is something you probably eat at least once a week. And it's clinically proven to increase belly fat, raise estrogen, and wreck your testosterone for days. Food too. Processed meats like bacon, sausage, and deli cuts. You might love the smell of bacon in the morning. But here's what's crazy. That sizzling strip might be sizzling your testosterone too. Processed meats are loaded with nitrates, preservatives, and estrogenic compounds that wreak havoc on your hormonal balance. And the damage goes deeper than most men realize. Let me break it down. The Journal of Hormone and Metabolic Research published a study showing that men who consumed high amounts of processed meats had significantly lower total and free testosterone compared to men who didn't, even when age and weight were controlled. But that's not all. These meats are also high in saturated animal fats and often cooked at high temperatures, which causes the formation of advanced glycation end products, age. These ages cause inflammation in blood vessels, and you already know what that means: less blood flow down there. Now, let me tell you about Gary. He's 71, a retired firefighter. He told me proudly, Doc, I've had bacon every day for 40 years. But recently, fatigue, mood swings, and weak erections. When we ran his labs, his testosterone was in the gutter. I asked him to cut the processed meats and switch to grass-fed beef, pasture-raised turkey, and wild-caught salmon. 2 weeks in, his wife called me. She said, I don't know what you told Gary, but thank you. She wasn't just talking about his mood, if you know what I mean. Here's what you need to do. Cut out bacon, deli ham, salami, sausages, and anything labeled smoked or cured. These meats may taste good, but they destroy testosterone over time. Stick to whole, unprocessed cuts of meat, or better yet, clean plant-based options like lentils and quinoa for variety. But if you think that's bad, just wait. Food 3 is something the food industry advertises as healthy, especially to older men. But it's been shown to boost estrogen, shrink testicles, and send testosterone crashing, and most men drink it every morning. Food 3, flaxseed and flaxseed oil. Wait, flaxseed? Isn't that supposed to be healthy? That's what most older men think. And it's true, flax is packed with omega-3s and fiber. But here's the part no one tells you. Flaxseed is also one of the highest sources of lignans, plant estrogens, that can mimic female hormones inside your body. Now think about that for a moment. You're a man over 60 trying to raise testosterone, and you're flooding your system with a plant compound that mimics estrogen. That's not a recipe for strength, energy, or erections. That's a hormonal disaster. A study published in the Journal of the American College of Nutrition found that daily flaxseed consumption in men led to significant reductions in testosterone, especially free testosterone, the exact form your body uses for libido, energy, and sexual performance. And get this, even flax oil, which doesn't contain lignans, can reduce androgen production by altering enzyme pathways in older men. Now let me tell you about Thomas, a 64-year-old yoga teacher, very health conscious. He added flaxseed to his smoothies every morning. By the time he came to me, he had zero sex drive, no morning wood, and constant fatigue. He'd already tried testosterone creams, no effect. When I had him cut out the flax entirely and replace it with chia seeds and walnuts for omega 3s, things started to change. 3 weeks in, he said, "Blake, I'm waking up feeling like a man again." His confidence came roaring back. Here's what you need to do. Avoid flaxseed and flax oil if you're over 60 and struggling with low testosterone. Switch to testosterone friendly fats instead, like extra virgin olive oil, avocado, and walnuts. You'll still get the benefits without the hormonal sabotage. But flax is nothing compared to what's next. Food for is something you'll find in almost every man's fridge, and it might be the most testosterone killing food of them all. One study showed it can lower testosterone within hours and even raise estrogen in older men. Food for low fat or skim milk. You probably grew up thinking milk builds strong bones. But here's what's crazy: the kind of milk you choose after 60 could be destroying your testosterone day by day. Most men over 60 grab low fat or skim milk thinking it's the healthier option. But what they don't realize is that low fat milk is often loaded with synthetic hormones, especially if it's not organic. And without the natural fats, your body struggles to produce cholesterol, the very building block of testosterone. A study in the journal Endocrine Research found that men who consumed low fat dairy had significantly lower testosterone than men who drank full fat, organic milk, or none at all. Why? Because milk from hormone treated cows contains estrogen like compounds. And when you're stripping away fat and adding synthetic chemicals, you're feeding your body the exact opposite of what testosterone needs. Now, let me tell you about Benjamin. He was 69 and drank skim milk every single morning. Strong guy, but he said to me, "Doc, I'm tired. I've got no drive. My muscles are shrinking. I just don't feel like a man anymore." When we looked at his labs, his total testosterone was at 270. That's borderline deficient. I told him to cut out all low fat dairy immediately and switch to organic full fat Greek yogurt and almond milk instead. 3 weeks later, he came into my office grinning. "Doc," he said, "my wife thinks I'm 20 years younger." Morning erections returned, his mood lifted, and even his workouts improved. Here's what you need to do. If you're drinking milk, avoid anything labeled low fat or skim. Go for full fat, grass fed, organic dairy if you tolerate it, or unsweetened almond, macadamia, or cashew milk if you don't. And absolutely avoid milk from cows treated with RBGH or other hormones. But hold on, the worst one is still coming. Food 5 is in over 70% of older men's diets, and it might be the single biggest reason testosterone crashes after 60. It's hidden in sauces, snacks, even healthy frozen dinners. And when I show you what it does to your testicles, you'll never eat it again. Food 5, seed oils, especially soybean, canola, and corn oil, this one hides in plain sight. You'll find it in your salad dressing, your stir fry, your heart healthy margarine. But here's what most older men don't realize: these seed oils are silently draining your testosterone. Soybean oil, canola oil, corn oil, they're high in omega 6 fatty acids, and when consumed in excess, they trigger chronic inflammation throughout the body. And chronic inflammation is like acid for your hormones. It reduces testicular function, clogs blood vessels, and suppresses testosterone production at the source. Here's what blew my mind. A study in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that high omega 6 intake was directly linked to lowered Leydig cell activity. Those are the very cells in your testicles responsible for producing testosterone. In other words, these oils can weaken the machinery that makes you a man, but it doesn't stop there. Animal studies from the University of California showed that male rats fed diets high in soybean oil had shrinking testicles, reduced sperm count, and significantly lower testosterone levels in just a matter of weeks. Let me tell you about Walter, 74. He wasn't eating fast food, but he loved salad dressing, roasted nuts, microwave popcorn, all filled with soybean and canola oil. His testosterone was under 300, his libido was gone, and he thought it was just old age. Once we cleaned out the seed oils and replaced them with extra virgin olive oil, grass fed butter, and avocado oil, the difference was night and day. Doc, he said, I didn't realize how foggy I was until it lifted. His mind was sharper, his energy surged, and he even started dating again. Here's what you need to do: read every label. If it says soybean oil, canola oil, corn oil, cottonseed oil, throw it out. Instead, use olive oil, avocado oil, or coconut oil, and cook with grass fed butter or ghee. These fats nourish your hormones instead of attacking them. Now, here's what ties everything together, and this part could completely change how you eat after 60.